Hey everybody, and welcome to the Cool Guys Nation. I hope that you're having a fantastic Memorial Day. I hope the weather is nice where you are and that you are being safe with whatever festivities you're doing. And to all the men and women of our armed forces past and present, my best wishes to you, to my grandfather. Thank you so much for your service and for all of your service. This week, we're going to be talking about, is my hobby space its own hobby? My personal preference is to work in a small space. Currently, my home office / hobby zone is inside of a walk-in closet. And over the past 4 years, I have been customizing it to my liking. My space is not just for my work and my hobby, it's also a curated collection of all the different things that I collect, such as glass bottles that I keep my basing supplies in, celebrity autographs, pins, mugs, action figures, all sorts of things outside just my paint and my miniatures. Everything in my workspace is carefully curated and organized. I believe it was Judge John Hodgman that said, "A collection is not a hoard if it is displayed," episode 194, and I believe it was Adam Savage on his YouTube channel Tested that says, "A collection is only a collection if it's curated." And these are words that I live by. Maintaining my workspace is definitely its own hobby. I spend time organizing what I have, picking out new things for my space, and organizing a specific aesthetic. That's not to mention the actual organization of my hobby supplies, specifically in my workspace. I have spent real money on different tools and organizational kits, such as the Hobby Zone paint and drawer sets. My workspace is something that I think about often, especially if I'm out at IKEA or Target or browsing the GW hobby section. I'm always looking for new things to help me get more organized in my space. For example, I recently bought the new GW miniature hand holders, and by buying them, I also need a place to put them. I don't know if my level of organization is true for everybody. I know that anyone who works on miniatures is going to need some sort of surface, a cup, a brush, and some paint, but that doesn't mean that they organize as much as I do. If you look on the internet, you'll see a lot of people posting their amazingly organized workspaces, and that might lead you to believe that everyone is like me and is obsessively organizing all of the time. But honestly, I have a feeling that people like me tend to post pictures of their organization, particularly when it's clean, more often than people who don't. So this begs the question, is organizing your workspace and having your workspace its own hobby helpful overall to your hobbying? I think it's a resounding yes. Having an organized workspace for me is extremely helpful. For one, while I'm working on a project, I'm much more efficient because I know where my tools are, I know what tools I need, and I often get things ready before I even start a project, so I have what I need on hand. And if I'm in the middle of the project and I'm looking for something, it doesn't turn into an all-day look-a-thon through every nook and cranny of the house. More importantly though, it gives me a sense of accomplishment when I can't find anything else to do. Just going in your space and working on your space and cleaning it up can make you feel good about yourself and about your workspace, even though technically you didn't paint a single model. And at the end of the day, feeling good in your workspace is what this is all about. The more time that you can spend in your hobby space, the more hobbying you will actually get done in the end. And it's true. There have been times when I've gone into my workspace intent to work on a specific project, such as the Dalek Necrons, and I wind up just fiddling with a drawer of bits for 2 hours, getting nothing done. But when I compare my hobbying output before I had an organized space to now when I have a very organized space, I get much more accomplished in the long run by working in a well-organized space. I would love to see your workspaces, organized or unorganized. Share them at the Cool Guys Who Sit at Home Facebook page, link in the notes below. And here are 3 tips to help you get more organized. The first one we talked about in our painting video, check it out here. And that is, don't try to keep everything that you need on your desk. Keep out the things that you need most and put the rest away. Second, when you're feeling stuck or you're just feeling lethargic or you just want to be in your space but you don't really want to do anything, work on your organizing. Put your paints away, put your brushes away, reorganize a drawer, clean off your desktop, not your computer desktop, your workspace desktop. I promise you, you're gonna feel really good about being in your space, having just worked on your space. And lastly, have a plan. Think about where you want to keep your paints, keep your brushes, keep your mugs, keep your razor blades. How do you want to work, and how can you make your space work better for you? Next up, we're going to take a look at my 3 favorite projects from the week. So let's go to the computer. Favorite things from the interwebs this week. And first up, we have GrafyGram. You might be familiar with Garfy if you read Warhammer Community. His photographs are now being featured by GW, and for good reason. We are going to be taking a look at this photograph, which is one of my favorite photographs that he's ever done. And what's so absolutely incredible about this is that the lighting and the books and all of that is actually part of the photo. We can see his setup right here, and isn't that amazing that he had the light coming through the window and he had these bookcases, and he just gets this absolutely mind-blowing photograph of models that he paints. We can take a look. Like here he is in progress. So if you are not following GrafyGram, you really should be following GrafyGram. As you can see, I'm following him right now. By the way, he also has an eBay page where he sells some pretty cool hobby stuff. If you want to check that out, you can find it through his Instagram page right here, his eBay store. Next up, we are staying on Instagram. You might have seen this picture taking the rounds. This is from RoboPainter. I believe that it's from RoboPainter. I didn't actually get a chance to speak with him. I try to talk to everybody before I post it. This was posted by, I believe, Mini Wargaming saw this one as well, but I just thought this is like such a cool conversion and such a cool like paint scheme of it going from ultramarine to chaos. It's really pretty, and it's really well done, and it's very clever. And he didn't just do it for the Dreadnought, he also did it for a Marine. Someone else is playing some Marvel Crisis Protocol. Very nice. Lastly, we have a long-time contributor to Cool Guys Nation, and specifically to I Should Be Painting, Bruno. Bruno was one of the original people that I featured a long time ago, whenever I started this series, like 2-3 years ago. He made an absolutely incredible church. I will link to that right here. But he's got some new projects going on, and he's gotten really into 3D printing and then painting models from the 3D printer. So everything that I'm about to show you, he has 3D printed and then painted. And honestly, they're like magic. He's really good at it. I remember when he first got his 3D printer, we got our printers kind of at the same time. It was a while ago, but he's just taken it so much farther. Shh, be quiet. Look at that. Look at that bust. It's amazing. He printed and painted it. Incredible. Incredible. So I'm a big fan of Bruno, and I'm a big fan of his work. Here's some work in progress. He sends me lots of things that he's been working on as he's been doing it. So once again, I am featuring Bruno because Bruno is the man. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this week's episode on Memorial Day. Remember to like and subscribe, hit that bell button so you never miss an update. If you want to take your patronage to the next level, check out our Patreon in the notes below, or go to coolguysnation.com. We love hearing from you, and as always, we'll see you on the table.